What's going on? What's going on? We are back. Welcome back to another episode of The Lounge. I'm Ray True Life. That bald head bastard over there is Chevalier Life, as he
Oh, let
likes
me
to
find
say.
got the finger going the wrong way. That ball with the very feminine beard.
Shut up. My beard ain't feminine. Look up. Look up, Marlon. Say cheese.
Where you get them from?
Ooh.
Those look
They
familiar.
coming in. They coming in for Nola Cigar Fest.
Oh man, we got to talk about that,
They
man.
coming in for
Welcome.
Nola Cigar Fest. Ooh wee.
I might have to ride down there Sunday. We might have to partake of a few of those.
They coming in for Nola Cigar Fest.
Touch a shade.
They coming in from Dreamer Cigars for Nola Cigar Fest. Telling you ain't got your VIP, you missed out. I done did some things on this one.
I see you.
Right here, got the
I
Rat
see you.
Patch. And look, stuff is coming in. We got also Sticks and Stones
Ooh.
sending us some stuff.
Ah.
We got Hiram and Solomon's with the Traveling Man sending us some stuff. Yeah, man. Look, I'm telling you.
Ah.
Hyman Solomon Cigar sending over some stuff. Matter of fact, I think that's the first one I'm going to smoke.
That's what you're smoking.
That's what I'm going to smoke.
I'm
I'm going to
smoking.
start off with the Traveling
Smoking.
Man.
Connecticut. I'm smoking a Connecticut from El Jefe Cigar.
A Connecticut from El Jefe Cigar. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. So we got to get this toast, man.
All right, brother. I think it's on you.
You think it's on me?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it is.
I think it's on me too. So you actually toasting the whiskey today, huh?
Yeah, I've got a little Woodford Reserve.
I see. So this toast here goes out to all of the people who support us every week since we've started this to make this what it is. So we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the growth, and we're anxious to see where this thing keeps going.
Cheers.
Last the memory say can't be smoking the supply. Um, one ain't gonna hurt.
One turns
Plus,
into two,
plus he
turns
sent me
five.
he sent me an
A few.
extra.
A few.
He sent me an extra. You know, I try to get me one extra sometimes. I ain't had it, so I try to get one extra. Mac the Cigar Advocate at an event tonight, but we try to pop in for Ashes and Glasses. Well, we sure hope you can make it for
You
Ashes
sure
and
hope you can at events tonight. Normally on the lounge tonight, Mac is on the porch with a blanket in his lap.
Yeah, he done got him an event tonight, so
Yeah. You know, did you see him? He got his fedora on. He up in Canada, sitting up in these places with big wooden walls and shit, and elk on the wall, and he's smoking and drinking whiskey and telling jokes. Amazing.
Oh,
Love
I know
that
he
guy.
got all them people laughing. I know he got them
Oh
all
yeah. You know he hilarious. Maduro Melly, what's going on, sis? Who else is in here with us today? I was
Mount
looking.
Olympus in here. Last of
Mount
memories,
Olympus.
Charlie Boo is in here. You got a good amount of people in here with us. Vinny
Charlie
Global
Boo.
Cigar Lounge, Junior Lily,
Oh yeah. Junior Lily, the
Cigar
most
Roller
poetic brother in the
Academy.
world. Oh, that's a Cigar Roller Academy. That's what you call him? Chris. Hey, Cigar Royal just jumped. I just got a message. She says she's here. You can bring her in a minute when you get ready.
I don't see her in the. Tell her come back in the. I saw her in the green room, but we were getting our toasted in the introduction out the way. Tell her come on back.
Yeah, come on back. Come on back, sis. I think she can hear us on Instagram, but come on back in the green room on there. Got the link going to you. You got the link. Click that link and
Maduro
come on.
Melly, let's talk some stuff. Yeah, we gonna talk a little stuff tonight.
Yeah, we got a little something to talk about.
We're gonna talk a little stuff. We're gonna talk a little
This is
stuff.
Ray 1323. Welcome to the lounge.
Let me open that up. We got a special guest in here with us.
Very special guest.
Very special guest. Y'all, you know, she does cigar reviews. She's reviewed various items that I want to get, but I ain't on the level to get it yet. There was a nice bag that I saw that she had
I
reviewed.
remember that. I remember that
Remember I
bag.
was telling you I want that bag?
Yeah, yeah. I think
bag.
that was who was that? Charles Shine that had that bag. I can't remember what it was.
and
Yeah,
and you
it was the humidor bag.
and she is the most hatness wearer I've ever known in my life. We're gonna bring in our guest this evening, Miss Cigar Royal.
Maddie.
How you doing?
Hey,
She ain't got
friends.
no hat on.
You know what? It was so funny. I was like, it'd be predictable for me to wear a hat.
So
You
she
ain't got
switched
a
up the game on it.
hat.
Switched up the game. Look, we ain't got no hats either. We don't have hats either.
So I had to switch it up. I had to switch it up.
Yeah, I see.
No, we love it.
Normally she got a hat on, but today she don't.
Yeah,
You know what? It's actually comedy because I tried on like 3 hats and I was just like, they're gonna expect me to wear a hat. Why am I gonna do the same old
That's
thing?
exactly what we said too. Yeah, she gonna have a fly hat on. But that's
said
all right.
I just said that.
You gotta keep you on your toes.
That's right. You family anyway. You family anyway. You know, you come from the beginnings, the humble beginnings of the lounge and of Chevalier, of course. You are, the queen of our humble beginnings.
You guys are amazing. I will tell you, you guys are amazing. You're naturals, you're engaging, you're interesting. And it's not just because you guys are sitting right there. I'm like, man, some of the topics you guys climb into.
Appreciate it. We try to be a little different.
We don't just want to talk about blends and stuff like that. We want to have some conversations over cigars. I think, it's just like being in the lounge. You strike up a conversation.
That's the best kind of hat. You pretend you're inside of a lounge, but you're doing it virtually.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
It's impromptu.
Hence the title, The Lounge. So I did this on purpose, right? So I sat this cigar outside of my humidor for a minute.
I think she froze up on us.
I do think she froze up. You might have to go out and come back in, Maddie. You froze up.
Okay. All right, let me try. I was trying to get on the laptop because I figured that'd be easier, but for some reason it wouldn't recognize it on the live stream, so I couldn't.
Oh.
The checking account and the savings account didn't balance out.
Yeah. You got to check it in the savings. So I left this cigar out so it get a little bit dry, right? In hopes that it would do this, and it did. So I got a crack, and this is like a little a commercial. I got a crack, right? So you get a crack in your cigar, it's a little bit dry, it cracks up, you get you one of these rat patches.
Okay.
See that right there? Check them out on Instagram.
Why you didn't send me no rat patches, man? I get a crack every now and then. So, you got a whole bag of them over there, too.
I get you. So you moisten it up, the shiny side, moisten up the shiny side. And you sit it on that crack right there.
You do that too easy, bro.
Shut up. It's a past life.
Don't make eye contact, Chevalier. Don't make eye contact.
He doing that way too easy, man. Look, you got me like.
You put it on there, and as you smoke your cigar, the heat gonna dry it out, and it's gonna catch it right on up. No break.
That's a much better option than people that actually just lick them
all over.
They smoke and lick, and you're like, I can't.
Yeah, that's a no. That's a no go for me too. That's a no go.
Put that on there.
It's time to get a new cigar, buddy. That's all.
He would have been like, it's gone.
So our second guest, man, we Chevalier done pulled the big one. We done went a little big time and got us our second guest, man. This man's been on TV. This man is a
very accomplished gentleman,
a producer, a show producer. Been on TV, got a cigar out, man. If you remember, $1 Million Wheels, the show that used to come on,
yeah,
it's his show. He got Legacy One. Well, he was in Legacy One magazine.
Right.
He's got what is it? The Rose Gold Reserve cigar.
Yes.
And Access Luxury Car Rentals. Y'all, I'm gonna just bring him in, Mr. Omar McGee. How's it going, brother?
Oh man,
Welcome, brother. Welcome.
thank you guys. Thank you
Welcome,
guys for
welcome.
having me.
Thank you for joining us, man. Thank you for joining us.
Man, I'm still in the office. Sorry I couldn't grab no stick, but I just want to stop through and holler at you guys for a minute.
That's what's up, man. We
Hello.
appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it, man. We're glad you took the time out to join us. We do this every Thursday, so you're welcome anytime.
Okay.
We
Okay.
usually have an open door policy. We send you a link. You come in the topics, or what the topics are. I think we're gonna get into it too. We got our first segment coming. Get it off your chest. Right? You ready?
We got our first segment, get it off your chest coming. So it's about that time that we
Okay,
need to
for
just go
sure.
on and get it off your chest. I can't
No
find
doubt.
it. You can't find the graphic. There it
So
is.
we know
Joking around because I like to cut Chevalier off when he start talking. Man, I ain't really got nothing to get off my chest today.
I got plenty. I got enough for both of us. I got enough for both of us. And Maddie, Omar, y'all feel free if y'all got. Before I say what I got to say, either one of y'all got anything you want to get off your chest?
Nah, man, I'm just sitting here chilling, man. I'm just taking it
I'm good.
in.
So I'm gonna get it off my chest, man. I wrote about it, so I'm not gonna go deep into it. I wrote about it. It's coming on my thoughts of a classic man for Sunday morning. But you know what I hate? I hate when people try to God shame me, man, into doing something that they want me to do. So check. They like gaslight me with God, man. Like they'll I'll be helping them out with something. I went through this week. I was helping somebody out with something, right? And got them straight, But they would. I'm putting all the effort in. They ain't putting all the effort in. So after a while, I was like, hey, I'm gonna have to let you do this on your own because I'm doing all the work and you sitting back watching me and you ain't trying to help yourself. And so a little later
Right.
on, I get an email, right? And it starts out, well, after just sitting down and reflecting, I took time to pray and I was waiting on the Holy Spirit to reveal to me, what this situation is. And they said, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't want to read it all out because when I do it Sunday, it's gonna be really thought provoking because I'm gonna be hitting them in the gut. They're gonna be watching, I'm gonna hit them in the gut with it. But they said I was waiting on the Holy Spirit to reveal to me, why this situation didn't work out. And then they went on to say, and what the Spirit told me is maybe I'm not the problem. Maybe it's the people talking about me. Maybe it's the people that I'm trusting in to help me achieve my goal. And
Oh,
maybe, and check it out. And this is where the gaslight me with God thing came in. Then they went so far as to say, and the Spirit also revealed to me that maybe I need to witness to you about having a better relationship with God. So basically what they said is so I'll be able to help them better. So you gotta know, Ray, you know how I am. You gotta know that the response was not good.
Oh
The
man.
response was not good. And we
mm,
cuss here sometimes, so I'm gonna say it. And I was like, man, fuck you. Don't gaslight, no God, don't gaslight me with God, bro. Don't try to gaslight me with God and say it's my fault. If I'm helping you and you ain't putting no effort in, then you only putting more stress on me. You waiting on me to make you successful. You need to put your faith without works is dead. Let me throw that one in. That's what I told them. Faith without works is dead. If we want to God shame each other, you got your relationship with God. I got my relationship with God. God speaks to you and reveals certain things to me. I said, well, he spoke to me too. He told me to cut your ass off and let you make it on your own. That's what he told me. And I said, and I said phonetically, he said it just like to cut your ass off and let you do it on your own. And that didn't go
mm.
over, bro. That didn't go over too well. But I hate when people try to gaslight me with God, man. And I'm starting to see that more and more. People they try to use God to work to their advantage. Y'all ever experienced anything like that?
Nah,
Oh
but
yeah.
I definitely experienced that. You find yourself working for you wanted more for other people than they wanted for themselves. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
similar. Yeah, yeah. You catch yourself working for someone else harder than they working for themselves. So you got to identify that quick.
Most definitely. I've definitely come across that. And people it really upsets me when people do stuff like that because What God are you talking to that's telling you to do all of these negative things?
Mhm.
Because
That might not be God. That might be their version of Lucifer or
it's,
whatever.
it's,
It
it's
might be the
somebody
devil.
else. Because God is love.
Somebody, God,
Period.
yeah,
God is
Or
love.
it might just be them.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's
Exactly.
just who
And they
you
think,
are.
yeah, they think that doing that is gonna get you to do something. See, get you to do something for them. For them.
Mhm.
Oh
That's
yeah,
One thing I learned in life, I learned really quick. It's easy to blame, man. People blame it on God, you, your friends, the devil. It's everybody but them. The hardest thing in the
exactly.
world is
exactly,
to look in the mirror.
exactly.
Accountability.
Accountability.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
oh yeah. I heard it said. I went to church one time and my pastor said something
Just one
that
time.
always stuck with me. Just one time. Uh, it was one time that he said this. I never forgot it. Let me see if y'all catch it. He said, when we think about the enemy, sometimes the enemy is in me. He said, you
And
guys
I
need,
mean, yeah,
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 he said, sometimes you need to take a look inside when you
yeah,
blaming everybody else and you're not being accountable, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. The person that you fight with is within yourself. It's not all of the people that's trying to help you or even the people that's moving against you. Sometimes
yeah.
the
Right.
enemy is in me. And I never forgot that, man. It's been a while since I've been to church, but I ran into the pastor at funny thing. I ran into him Sunday over at the Sunday morning brunch happy hour after church. I guess they had to, yeah, him and his wife, they get to drink on, have a that part. But
You ain't had to put his business out there like that.
man, pastors are people too. They put they hey, they like to have brunch with their wives and have a little mimosa, whatever it is, they French 75 or whatever it is they drink. I don't judge, man. I don't judge. Hey, most pastors, you got to look at it, man. They carry the burden of the world on their shoulders, man. A lot of times, maybe a blowout is what they need, and we wouldn't be having so many problems with, different issues and things like that with pastors.
I think that a lot of pastors are focused on the wrong thing. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
visiting last night. A
yeah.
pastor said closed the doors and made the Congress give him $40,000. I was like, this is
that's
crazy.
just what I was
Hey,
about to
it
say.
never, I missed that one.
Close the doors.
Y'all-
You ain't
Yeah,
going close the doors. He said we all
yeah,
gonna leave out here together. He made them give him $40,000 to let them out of there.
yeah.
Did,
I
That's
did
said,
Mm.
man,
y'all,
huh?
could you see me sitting in there, locked in there, waiting on the pastor to let me go
I could see you doing the same thing that I would do if I'm in there kicking the door open.
or kicking
And
or kicking him?
I
yo,
dare you to
man.
stop me.
It's wild, man. It's yo, man. I'm just not surprised anymore, man. I was in church a long time ago, so I can't even front act like it was recent. And the
Hmm.
guy and the preacher told us, he said, if you bless me, I think it was like January. If you bless me with $2,000 by April, God will double your money. I said, God. Oh. I
I
That's
said,
thought
bro,
that's
I got two
that
thousand
don't go.
I
dollars
know.
already. I'm blessed. I already got my blessing. I don't need another one.
I don't
I'm
need
good.
another blessing.
I don't know what God they talking to, but God
Um,
don't work like
Nah,
that. If I give the pastor $2,000, then I'm gonna get $4,000 by April.
no.
That,
I'm like, bro,
that that
stop.
ain't nowhere in the Bible.
Without no plan or anything, I'm just gonna get it.
Exactly. It ain't nowhere in the Bible, and I wish that people would just read and see what it say about tithes.
that part.
You read and see what it says, then you'll understand. If
What
they
it
not
say?
doing nothing for the people, then the money is going into the wrong place.
That's right. It's definitely going to the wrong
But
place. It's going
Ray,
to that,
Ray,
that Rolls. That's
we see the
want that Rolls Royce
people,
outside.
yeah. And people aren't decent these days. They can't even read basic stuff, so they're not going to actually know anything that puts some thought into it. Where you actually have
Exactly.
to actually glean information from a text.
Yeah.
People have
Yeah.
the words put in their face very straightforward, and people will still misinterpret because it doesn't suit their needs.
Right.
Exactly. It don't
Exactly.
suit their needs right
Yeah.
now, and they can say, "Well, that was back then. This is
Right.
now." No, it say
No.
what it say.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
Yeah.
basics don't change.
That's right.
The
The
basics
word,
don't
what they
change.
say, and then there was the word, and the word was God.
Yeah,
No man, I don't want to be
you can
like
make it
that.
as complicated as you want, but the basics
Yeah,
don't change.
The basic don't change,
Yeah,
and
man.
and the
My
whole
grandmother
thing
told me
is
the biggest devils are Christians in the or whether people in the church. She said the
yeah,
biggest devils you'll ever meet are the people that go to church every day.
The most judgmental.
Most
Oh, that's a
judgmental. I'll
fact.
say that. Some of the most judgmental.
Yes.
Also, I will say this: the devil knows scripture.
Yeah.
So if
That's
you
one
don't
thing
know
they said.
scripture, he
Yeah,
can twist the scripture so that you don't know what you're talking about, but
that's
you
right.
think you do.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Nah,
right.
I get it.
So was the church that said the pastor that said he wanted the 40,000, was that Marvin Sapp?
Marvin Sapp.
Yeah, my wife put it in the thing. I was like, Marvin,
Mr. Never would have made
singing,
it.
Mr. Never would have made it. Did all that never would have made it.
He never
I
would have
guess
made it
not.
without y'all giving him
Without y'all getting
$40,000.
$40,000.
That's what he was singing about.
That's
Mm-mm.
First I thought you was joking when y'all said that, but I guess that
No,
was.
it's a video.
that's official.
Yeah,
That did
man.
happen.
yeah.
Man,
Man,
I ain't buying no more of his records.
you still buy records?
Hey,
Well, I don't do the down. I'm not downloading his music no more.
hey, he let all them people out. He might not need you to buy no more records. He good.
Right.
Yeah, he is
He got that money.
He's good.
right about that, man.
We might do that every other Sunday.
Dude, I need to try to lock somebody up or something. My wife said never would have paid it.
Nah, that wouldn't happen.
No,
Nope.
no way. Marvin would. Well, he probably got all kind of bodyguards and staff up there, deacons.
Oh, you know
To
he
keep
got.
him-
Whoever
You
he
know
wants to, but I
had
wouldn't give
he
him no
had a
money.
posse behind him.
Well, he ain't no little dude.
He made. He
just
told
run
them
up on
they got to
Marvin
give
Sapp like,
$1,000. He told his posse they got to give $1,000.
what?
Yeah, but you know what? Somebody came out and said that they were going to actually sue for false imprisonment because he locked the doors.
I
Hey,
would too.
that's kidnapping.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
holding you against your will. Come on.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's crazy, man. That's nuts. That's nuts. Well, I think I get it off chest. Took us everywhere we wanted to go today. All I'm saying is, don't God shame me, man. I just don't gaslight me with God. That's my get it off my chest, man.
let's
I'm
not
still
do that.
mad about that shit.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
still
not do
mad
that.
about it.
But
Yeah,
we're gonna take a commercial break, and then I got a couple questions.
Uh-oh.
I feel like
For the cigar connoisseur who demands excellence, welcome to ChevalierLife.com. Elevate your collection with premium, high-end personalized humidors, crafted for those who appreciate true luxury. Explore a world of elite cigar accessories, cutters, lighters, and cases. Designed for style and precision, and complete your look with premium cigar-inspired apparel, because every aficionado deserves to dress the part. Luxury, craftsmanship, legacy. ChevalierLife.com, where sophistication meets the smoke. Shop now. Live the lifestyle. The Chevalier lifestyle.
Well, damn. That was a fly commercial.
I had to do.
I can tell I didn't make that commercial. You must have made that.
Because you wasn't talking from across the side of the room.
Hey,
I deleted that one, so we ain't never gonna play that one again.
thank you, man. Thank you. That's a bad commercial, man. I like that, man. I like how you showcase the personalized humidors and everything, man. That's amazing.
It's a good commercial. I put a little work on that. So, Omar,
What's up?
Rose Gold Reserve.
Tell us about it.
Tell us about it.
Man, it's been a passion of mine for a long time. I've been working on it for like 3 or 4 years with Christian, and we came up with a blend that was unique. It's one of the first blends out of Honduras. It has the Honduras binder and filler, but the wrapper is out of San Andreas, Mexico, right? But this is like one of the few cigars during the fermentation process. If you know the Maduro, it produces sugar, so we house the sugar, so it's like an amazing taste for this cigar, and it's doing very well. It's one of the fastest growing brands right now in the cigar industry. We're doing really well. Everybody from Michael Jordan, Anthony Anderson, Cedric the Entertainer, Omar Gooding, just a lot of people. They're down with what we're doing in the movement, and is very happy with the product that we produce.
Man, that's amazing, brother. I've been watching, we talked about this on the phone last night. I follow you, man, and your journey has been really something to see. Just in you creating the Rose Gold Reserve, but then you had the show, man, with the cars, brother.
Thank you,
The
thank you,
cars.
thank you.
You know, I'm a car guy, man, and tell us a little bit about that, man. How did you get into that?
I'm from Michigan, man. My dad, that was the thing that I hated the most. My brother, I'm the baby of 8, and got 3 brothers. It's three boys in the family. One was great at fixing on cars. The other two, we were suckers. We wasn't good. He was a mechanic. He was a body shop, and I was like, man, my hands dirty, man. My brother would just like. My father tell us to take off a fender. My brother take that shit off real quick, man. It take me hours and shit. I just like, man, this shit's not for me. So I was like, yo, I'm going to school, man. And, then he got into the selling the cars. And I was like, yeah, Toyotas and Buicks and shit wasn't really appealing to me. But he
Mhm.
taught me the game. And I'm glad he forced me to stay there and run his business and learn it from A to Z. And when I moved to LA, I drove out to LA with nothing. I slept in my car, but I'm from Flint. So I was like, I got a shot out here. I ain't have a shot in Flint. So
Mhm.
I drove out here, man. But I slept in Beverly Hills every night, watched Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis and all those things. And then once I started, getting in the mix of the entertainment world, I was like, damn, this makes
Now it's
sense.
time.
You know what I'm
It's
saying? The
time to
Rolls Royces,
shine.
the Lamborghinis, yeah. Like I said, the basics never changed. The business is the same. It's just the numbers are different. So I was like, yo, and then that's when I came up with creating Posh and making it what it is, and just creating some different things, approaching it a little different than anybody else.
Yeah, man, it's amazing, man. Like I told you, I'm a car guy, and seeing
Yeah,
the Rolls Royces and even some of the old stuff, because you guys had some vintage deals going on the show. You know, I,
yeah, for sure. I mean, it was
it's it's it's
it's
it's
a
a
it's a
it's a
tough
tough
game. You
game.
know what I'm
You
saying?
know,
We all out here
out here
competing
competing
against each
against
other.
each
It's
other.
not
It's
a
not
lot
a
of
lot of
us,
us,
but
but
we get it in.
We
we
can't
can't
hear
hear
you,
you.
sir.
Something
Something
happened to the
happened to the
audio.
audio.
And then he got muted. We can't hear you.
Muted and muted on its own. I don't know what
Okay, I hear you now.
Yeah, we hear you
happened.
now. I think your headphones must have died or something. The little dollar store headphones died or something.
No,
you,
what
need
I
to,
was
you need to
basically
get you
saying
one of
though.
them Grady headsets.
No, you know what? I might have to go get me a trucker headset, man. I might have to go get me one. There's the thing that come around to the front, man. I just don't want to be that brother. I don't wear gaiters, and stuff like that. So I don't want to be
he
that
in the
brother walking around.
he in the green room looking at me. I'm gonna let him in a minute, but he in the green room looking at me right now.
Oh man, I didn't just cracked on it. Well, he heard it online, so it
Yeah,
don't
he
matter.
heard it all. He heard it
He
before.
heard it anyway. It ain't like I'm lying.
Nah, it's all good. It's all
No,
good.
but what I was saying, man, one of the things about the show is that I really like, the salesmen, the guys that you have, they all had their specialty. It was like watching $1 Million Listed. And those guys
Yeah,
are competitive, man, and it speaks to the leadership, man, because they was moving in excellence. I mean, they was making the deals happen, man, and that was one of the things that drew me to that, man. So it's like
no,
really an
no
honor to have you on here. You and I'm gonna let you tell it, but you and I got something coming up real soon, huh?
Yeah. Give me the date one more time. I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. I don't want to mess up. I know we made an official date, and then I could take it from there.
Monday, April 7th at 7
That's
p.m.
right.
Central.
Yeah. Monday, April 7th. I'm definitely gonna be on the show. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna talk about everything from how I started to how I developed the cigar, the show, the cars, um, the bad parts, the good parts. It's gonna be a great time, man. I think we're gonna really inspire and hopefully help a lot of people and get them a different insight on life and business and the cigar world and everything across the board. That's the goal, always.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So make sure
And
y'all
look,
tune in to Conversations with Chevalier on that Monday night. It's gonna be going down.
Yes,
as we
yes,
was on the
yes.
phone before the show, he was telling me that y'all was coming on, and I started doing my interviewer stuff. And I started going and finding and digging and doing
He
research,
sure
and
did.
getting questions. And then he said, "Yeah, he's gonna be on Conversations with Chevalier too." I said, "Oh." Put all my questions to the side.
He was
I said,
like,
"All right,
pause.
I don't want to step on no toes.
No
I don't
doubt,
want to
no
step
doubt.
on no toes." So I got
Nah, we gonna get it in, man.
a
No,
list.
man. Yeah, and the thing, Ray, y'all know, Maddie, you know, my stuff is conversational. It ain't no telling where it's gonna go.
Hey,
It
that's what it
because
is, man.
think about me. We start talking about cars. Next thing we talk about your first date. Next thing, both of us are we girl dads, so we both got
Yeah.
daughters. So we talk about how we might have to put a track on to kind of choke
Yeah.
some young brother out. Trying to hook up with our thought. We don't know where that's gonna go. So right, whatever questions you got, Raven, answer your questions. Answer questions.
Well, first of all, I got to see that Maddie went and put on one of her signature hats.
I see that.
I
So now
did.
we had Maddie first. Now we got Cigar Royal.
Hey, no doubt. Hey, brothers.
Yeah, I was feeling
Hey.
self-conscious. I was feeling some kind of naked without the hat. I was like, I better get that hat.
Hey, yo,
Hey,
I got a few meetings I got to get to, man. But April 7th, we down. Like, you got me all day, and we're gonna make it happen, man. And thank you guys again for bringing me on, man. And I appreciate you guys, man. So, yo, let's make it happen and let's do some great things.
all right, brother. Talk to you soon, man.
All right, thank you, brothers.
All right, good night.
All right.
So Maddie,
Yes, sir.
question for you. You wear so many hats. Gigi Pip, you're a hat ambassador. Did I say that right? Gigi Pip?
Yes.
You're a hat ambassador for them. So tell us how that came about.
Well, it's funny. I always wear hats from different brands, but these are some of my favorites. And it was funny because I had like 4 or 5 people that were messaging me going like, man, you always wear their hats. You got to start tagging them. So I started tagging them, and then I got an email from them inviting me to go on their ambassador program. So it was just like, well, shoot, I already own about 8 of their hats. It's really great to actually find hats that fit for different styles. And one of their taglines is for the women that wear many hats like us. And since I am pretty much a jack of all trades and have lived many lives already, I thought it was a perfect fit. So I'm proud to do that. And I also got accepted into the Amazon influencer program. So
congratulations on that.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. You are a Jane of many. What they say, jack of all trades, a Jane of all trades. Because Air Force veteran, soldier of fortune, straight killer. I love it. And one of the things I remember when you first interviewed me, I had my first interview ever with you, and we did that. I remember us kind of like talking about the military and kind of relating it to civilian life. Have you when you've been out for quite some time because your parent, wife, and your husband is also in the Air Force as well and stuff. Have you assimilated? What was your assimilation process like coming over to being a civilian from the military?
Well, what's really it's blowing my mind, but I recently did my ancestry.com, and I didn't realize it because family can be so disconnected over years, and we don't know some of our older relatives. Most of my relatives are from Puerto Rico. I did not know that my great grandfather also served. So it was my great grandfather, my great grandfather, my great grandfather, my grandfather, my father, me, my brother, my husband, my son. So we all served in the Air Force.
Oh, that's
so all of us. We're true blue. And then we have family, as I've mentioned to Chevalier before, in the different branches, Navy, Army, Coast Guard. And
she don't want to say the best branch. She just leaving that one off. She don't,
no, you know
she
what?
don't want to say the best branch. She's just leaving.
Okay, the Marines, but I forgot to bring my crayons. I told you I was going to bring some crayons. I asked you what your favorite color was, and you never told me. So
I thought I told you green.
No.
Money green. I didn't say money green.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up one day and find a box of green crayons on your porch.
Just put money green crayons in there. I'm gonna draw dollar bills.
You know, assimilation was a real challenge for me to civilian life, even to this day. Especially being a woman veteran, I relate more to men than I do to women. At one point, I was the only woman with 180 men in my flight.
Oh wow.
So I actually, I mean, I learned to like converse and hold my own. I felt very proud that I actually had to, you know, it taught me a lot about having to be more resourceful, how to actually dig deep, and actually I felt it was really important for me to pull my weight. So whatever they did, I did. So if they went out there and like I was stationed in Alaska, they were out there and they were shoveling snow. I was out there, little 5'4", alongside all the big dudes out there shoveling my little piece of the sidewalk to do my part, because I felt it was important to actually show them that I'm not going to slouch. And sometimes, unfortunately, people assume that if you're a woman that you're going to slouch in certain jobs. You know what I mean? That, oh, we got a woman on the shift. Now we got to actually do extra because she's not going to do what she needs to do to hold up
Yeah.
her part of the bargain.
Right.
And my father always taught us to actually be very not just resilient and resourceful, but also to actually be part of the team. So I grew up with that team mentality, and we all have an important role. But when it translated to civilian life, it was such a challenge. Like I mentioned before, I find myself in the cigar lounges. I'm at the domino table with the fellas, you know, and I have my Elmer. I have my Elmer right now. So I'm drinking Elmer, having my
You know,
cigar, playing some bones with the fellas. And some of the women are like, why don't you come over here and chat with us? And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
yeah, you know, and that's a challenge in itself because then they think you try to take their man.
Some of them do. Yeah. But I mean, I think once people get to know me, they realize that, you know, I'm just confident in my own skin. Being part of cigar culture has taught me a lot, because to me, it's a subculture the way the military is a subculture. So it's a big industry, as you know, but it's also small. So we have something in common, which is of course the cigars. So like in the
Right.
military, our commonality was the mission, the standards, you know, the expectations that were set
Right.
for us. And so we all knew what the common goal was, and we had that common bond. I mean, how many times can we go into a lounge and meet people, and once we find out they're a veteran, it's just like,
Now you
we
got triple conversation going.
look, we get each other regardless of what branch we're in. We get each other. We understand. We know that, like, I missed my kids' first steps, my kids' first words. We miss, I'm trying not to get emotional, we missed holidays and birthdays and, you know, day-to-day routine, you know, 6 months at a time. And then when I got out, my husband was in, so he was deployed also, so he'd be gone for 2 to 6 months at a time.
Wow.
And being a military person taught me, you know, look, I'm gonna get out there and cut the grass. I'm gonna raise our 4 kids. I'm gonna actually work outside the home. I'm gonna do everything I need to do to handle my part of the mission, which is
That's
the way
right.
I took it.
Yeah, I think some people don't realize, you know, in today's society, whether you're a man or a woman in the military, whether you go to war or you stay in garrison, some people don't realize the amount of sacrifice that goes into that thing. Like, you know, just those simple things. Because even though you may not be deployed, you might be off on an operation for 2 or 3 weeks, and your kids got to get to school. They got to get home. You got to figure all of that out, and you ain't got this infinite amount of time. It's not like the operation is going to be canceled and everybody can't get their kids together. No, you have to do it. You got timelines. They are strict, you know, and you got to make it happen. And I think a lot of people don't realize the sacrifice that goes into that. I'm glad I didn't have kids when I was in the military or a wife, because that was horrible. That life can be, you know, pretty stressful for anybody.
Challenging for sure.
Yeah.
But the military has definitely been a great, like, therapy and a great life out of the military in order to assimilate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I miss it sometimes.
I agree.
There's certain aspects of it. There's a certain simplicity, a certain assurance, you know, in your daily life. There are certain things that you know are going to happen no matter what. You know,
Let's
whether
bring
Right.
in
you have
let's bring in
whether
one
you're
more
not.
military person to the conversation, since I'm not. He's a seaman.
Bye.
I'm a bubblehead. I'm a bubblehead. Let's
Grady
make
is
it
a
very
seaman.
clear. Let's make it very clear. I am a bubblehead, which is above all semen.
I got it. So you the one that fertilized the egg.
Right.
Oh,
You know,
Lord.
as us attorneys say, we're higher from a marine life.
That was a good one. He ain't catch it, but that was a good one.
Well, well, again, we're higher from a marine life.
I caught it. I
Oh,
tell
you,
I
we know
I
you
caught it. I chose not to dignify that.
we
I
know you a
chose not
little
to
slow.
dignify
Sometimes
because
you
we
like,
already know. We already know what the Marines are about. So I don't. I
yeah,
don't feel it.
being crazy.
Crazy is as crazy does. I just see some brothers that aren't Marines that are probably crazier than me.
I doubt
Right
that. I
right
doubt
up
that.
there, right up there in the left part of the screen. So Mhm.
Oh wow, we're betting 1,000 a night. We're betting a
Oh
thousand a
man,
night.
he changed that real quick.
Did he though? He's been getting way too much practice.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, well, never mind. It's. I got some other stuff, but I ain't bringing that out today.
No, don't bring that out. So, Maddie, when you think about Women's History Month, like we're getting towards the end of Women's History Month, and of course, it's going to always take way more than a month to talk about the contributions and accomplishments of any man, woman, whatever, any group. What do you think about what does Women's History Month mean to you?
I I think what's important about Women's History Month, and I think it's been kind of like the lines have been blurred somewhat about what the purpose of it is. The purpose is not because I overheard a discussion with a couple of men that were pissed off that it's that people still talk about Women's History Month. What they don't understand is that women have been marginalized for so many years. There's so many things that women were held back from accomplishing. When we still have women that are the first to do X, the first to do Y, the first to do Z, that means that there's still work that needs to be done to allow women's the opportunities to actually flourish. It doesn't mean that just because I'm a woman that I'm going to be put into a role. It's because it just happens to be that I'm in a role and I happen to be a woman and I do what I do. So
Right.
excelling as a human that happens to be a woman is what I think Women's History Month is all about. So I think that if we take away from it and just say, oh, it's just because they're women. No, it's because they did something exceptional. They happen to be women, and we should celebrate and acknowledge that.
That's true.
I
I
like
agree.
that take on it,
I
as
like that.
opposed to talking about a woman did this. I mean, don't take away from it, but I mean, someone did something exceptional that happens to
Right.
be a woman. Let's highlight it. Let's
Uh,
not.
Right.
Let's
that-
not. Let's not say,
exactly.
well, I mean, it's a woman. Let's not do that.
Right.
They're
So when I
people.
accomplish
Everyone
something,
is
I'm like,
people.
I
Let's
did something
accomplish. Let's talk
amazing.
about it. Exactly.
Like I
Exactly.
climbed Mount Fuji. All right. To me, climbing Mount Fuji, lots of other people have never done that. So to me, it's an outstanding achievement that I climbed Mount Fuji. I happen to be a
Exactly.
Latina and I happen to be a woman. So that is an additional, like, wow, she did
Yeah.
it. And
Icing
she's,
on
you
the
know what I
cake.
mean? Yes.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah,
I
I
think a
agree.
lot of the men who tend to have a problem with any issue that's designated for a particular group, there's a great deal of insecurity there because why can't you, first and foremost, as a man, then as a human being, simply celebrate another human being for doing something great who happens to be a woman, who happens to be black, who happens to be Latina, who happens to be anything? Just celebrate the individual who happens to be a certain demographic.
Right.
Right? What is your hang up? What is your insecurity? Do you
Let's
have
celebrate
mommy
the feat
issues?
itself.
Well, that's why when I hear
Let's
somebody say this person got appointed to a position, oh, of course they did because they're a woman. They needed to fill that slot with a woman. No, it's because that person can do the job. That's why they should be there because
Right.
that person can do what they need to do.
I mean, so often I believe that we've all been in a situation where we run into the manager who just happened to be in the right place at the right time or knew the right person because they don't know
Yeah.
they they
Yeah.
head from a hat. but yet
Right.
they're supposed to be. And it's like, why can't we just put somebody competent in the position
Okay.
to do the job?
So I'm going to add something to it, which might give you all some food for thought. Okay. Now, I'd like to think that all of us can remember like the early 90s, right? We're all old enough. We remember the early 90s as adults.
Not Ray.
Mhm.
Not
Okay.
Ray.
Well,
See,
maybe not remember it, but you were there for that.
I remember.
He-
I remember. I wasn't
he
an
got
adult in the early 90s.
He got
but I
his first
remember
real
that.
spanking in 1990 on November 1st.
But Chevalier was already 42 in the 90s, so that's why he remembers.
Okay. That's fair.
That's fair. That's pretty fucking fair right there. That wasn't
wow.
far off. Yeah, probably.
Okay, so bringing it back to Women's History Month, why it's also an important thing for us to celebrate, regardless of who actually is the one that's saying it's okay to celebrate it or wants to acknowledge it, and we won't get into that. 1992, I was active duty military stationed in Alaska. I could not open a bank account without a man. At the time, my husband was unemployed. I was the military member. He was a civilian. So when I went to the bank in 1992 and I told them I need to open a bank account, I'm an active duty member. I need to set up my direct deposit. And they were like, who's opening the account with you? And I'm like, I'm my own sponsor. I'm opening the account. I'm the active duty member. Because even back then, people would assume, and even now, people will say, they'll see my veteran plates on my car and they'll say, oh, thank your husband for his service. And I'll say, thank you, I will, but I'm a veteran too. Because the assumption is there for a lot of people that the veteran is the man, not,
Yeah.
and I'm a veteran too.
That is so crazy.
And it still sometimes happens. Somebody stopped me in Fry's a couple months ago and said that to me. And it really resonated. And it's not that I want the thank you from them, but I actually wanted to just draw their attention. Women are veterans too.
Yeah.
You know,
and have made major contributions. Man.
So
I'm
that
still
bank
stuck
account,
on
I
the
had to
bank
actually get
account.
my unemployed husband to go and sign his name to acknowledge and thumbs up that I could open that account. And he was not putting any money in that. That was my account. But I still had to, imagine you as a man having to go in there and say you can't do something that you have to have somebody else co-sign to actually give you that. It's.
Oh, somebody gonna flip a table.
But I had to
It's
do it. That was the only way I could open the account. That was in 92. In the 70s, women couldn't open a credit card without a man.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
No,
I think though,
because you were 60 in the 70s. You age outside of time. So
Is
right
he
now
Benjamin?
you're
He's
130.
Benjamin Button.
Well, no, he's not going backwards. He just aged outside of time. Right now he's 130. Tomorrow he might be 115.
Let me tell you,
That's
you may not realize that, but this is a weed. This is a weed, and I spray painted it white.
That's not a lace front.
It's not a weed.
It's a lace front. It's a lace front beard. I'm actually 132 years old. But
You spray painted it black.
Well, Chevalier and I are the same age, so
no, you're not.
Yeah.
No. I promise you, you're not. He lied to you when he told you his age. when Chevalier fought in the military, they were using swords and wearing chainmail.
Because Chevalier was babysitting Mary.
Damn.
And helped coddle Jesus.
Oh my God! You know what?
He actually.
I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage with these hooligans today. I'm not going to engage with these.
He the one told him no. That's why it was. He the one put him out back in the manger with the animals. Because
so what I'm hearing is he knows how to use a musket.
They say I do know
how to use a musket.
He created it.
I know how to pack the gunpowder.
He invented it. He drew up the first blueprints for the musket.
So wait a minute, you're like Gangstar. Put my gunpowder in my musket. Blow.
Yep, that's me. Original Gangstar. Ray's not gonna know who that is.
I know
Right
who
now,
Gangstar is.
right now,
Yeah,
he's
I'm aging
googling with his
myself. I
right
knew
hand.
that.
I know who
He's over
Gangstar
there
is.
googling with his right hand. About who the fuck is Gangstar?
I know who Gangstar is.
Yeah.
You remember that line? Put my gunpowder in my musket. Blow.
Yeah, he don't know nothing
Who,
about
me
it.
or him?
No, he's talking about you. You don't know nothing about
I know who Gangstar is.
Then
Okay.
he's talking like him downstairs.
Oh, Grady down in the basement
Oh,
with that trucker's headset on, man. Hey, you're not supposed to use your headset from the truck, bro.
Mm.
It's
You
better
done
than
re-
him putting it in that glass he normally lean it in where we can hear everything
that
going on.
oh yeah, that reverb.
Stop.
I don't need the
headset.
reverb. I don't need to get talked
Oh
about.
my
I don't need to get cut off. But then you just kick it in.
damn.
Because if the reverb get bad, we kick folks out. That's what we
Yeah, the
do.
reverb get bad. Reverb get bad, you disappear off the screen, bro.
Damn.
If you're like, phew, he's gone.
So,
He's
Matt,
out of here.
one of the things I want to talk about is your contribution to the cigar world.
Yes.
But Maduro Melli also said to add, let's talk about Maddie's contribution to the cigar world and all of her connections and how she has grown
Yes.
the network within the industry.
Yes.
Oh, thank
All
you.
Yes.
All of that. I had my questions, but since she put it in there, we're gonna go with it.
Well, I don't know. I think Chevalier might know this story, but when I first started smoking cigars, I was stationed in Alaska, and in the military we got a phrase: "Smoke them if you got them," and they of course meant cigarettes, and I wasn't about to try cigarettes. So some of the fellows were like, "Hey, you're from Puerto Rico. You guys smoke cigars? I got cigars. I got some. You want to try it?" And I was like, "Sure." So I smoked the cigar. I cannot tell you what it was but the memory, that connection, that conversation, that memory was so indelible to me. The feeling of camaraderie with some of the people I didn't even know. I didn't work directly with them. Some of them were just fellas that were there at the smoke pit. I happened to be the only woman that was there. We smoked the cigar. We almost finished it. And I was like, man, I really love that. I want to do that again. I love that feeling. So not long after that, we went to some of the fellas were like, hey, we're going to go to a cigar lounge. Do you want to go with us? I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So I went to the cigar lounge. And when we went there, they said, I'm sorry, this is not a ladies' activity. Women are not welcome.
Wow.
Stop it.
So I was like, wait a minute, I could wear the uniform, but I can't smoke a cigar. And they're like, well, you can cut and light their cigar and you could give them a drink, but smoking is not for women. So
What year was this? 18 what?
94. 94. And 94.
Wow.
You still driving your 94 Aries K car. They're
so I didn't smoke for many years after that because of course that was like, it was a big eye opener for me. Now, mind you, this is after having to open a bank account with a man and having all these things where it's like, to me, it was an oxymoron, right? I can serve, but I can't smoke. I can serve, but I can't have my own bank account. So these kind of disenchanted me with how things work. And so years later, when I finally ended up, my husband retired, I finished my service and we moved to Arizona. We went to an event and a bunch of the guys that happened to be there had cigars. And I was like, man, I would love to smoke one again. They were like, well, shoot, here you go. So they gave me a cigar and I've been smoking ever since. That was about 12 years ago. But one of the things for me in my journey was I wanted to actually make sure that other women didn't feel the way that I felt about that. And so what I did was I started my cigar education class called Cigars Unwrapped. And a lot of how that happened was I would encounter women that would see me by myself smoking a cigar because I don't care. I don't wait to see how the energy is in a lounge. I take my own energy, right?
Right.
So I would go in there by myself, cut and light my own cigar and have a good time. And there were sometimes women that might be there with a spouse or even women that were curious and they start asking me questions. Or I would see a woman sitting there turning kind of gray because she's inhaling. And I'd go up to her and I was like, sorry to interrupt, but I said, are you okay? No, the cigars are making me sick. And I'm like, you know, you don't inhale. No, this is my first cigar. My husband didn't say anything. He just cut it and lit it. I was like, well, let's have a conversation if you're okay. You know, if it's okay with you. And then
Right.
people started referring me to other people. So I'd go in a lounge and I have somebody walk up to me and say, excuse me, can you help me pick out a cigar? My friend so-and-so told me that you smoke cigars regularly. So then that's where the brainchild of Cigars Unwrapped came. So I literally took things I learned the hard way, like how to properly cut a cigar, basic cigar etiquette, things that nobody taught me that I learned the hard way. And, very honestly, there have been situations where I've heard men even clown other men if they don't know something. So I know people don't always ask questions. They feel embarrassed. So
Right.
most people fake, in my opinion, from my experience, even men that have attended my classes, they kind of fake it and they kind of like act like they know what they're doing and they really don't. Because we're all learning from each other by watching other people. Some people do have the balls to ask, and that's fine. But some people will clown other people and be condescending, so people know not to ask.
Right. I think that's crazy to it's kind of like gym culture where
Yeah.
it's more fun and people are more inclined to record somebody and make fun of them not knowing how to use a machine as opposed to showing them how to use a machine. And
Right.
then that being posted all over the internet, then people are scared to ask questions. And it's got to be a point where we all as a people just stop doing this, because it does is alienates people instead of growing whatever that culture is. So if someone
Right.
walks into a cigar lounge and they don't know what cigar they want, they don't know how to pick a cigar, or they don't know how to light it, or they don't know how to cut it, you don't make fun of them for doing it. You just show
Right.
them. You show them how to
But
cut it, and then they can show someone else how to cut it.
Right.
But into your
Right.
into your point, Ray, a lot of times the majority of people that's making fun of someone else are
Their
the
own
ones who don't know how to
insecurities.
do it them damn self.
Right.
They don't know how to use the machine their damn self. They don't know how to cut the cigar their damn self. And then when they're sitting back and they think they know what they're doing, and then they see it done properly, you notice they kind of fade to the back corner. They kind of get out of the spotlight. But they're the ones that's really paying attention. You see them with their head down, be like, oh. And then they're deflated. They're deflated not because they didn't know anything. They deflated because they've been making fun of somebody doing what they do on a regular basis.
Yeah,
Right.
I've literally seen that. I've seen someone not ask how do you light a cigar, being made fun of by a person who burnt half the cigar up trying to light it.
Trying to light it.
It's black halfway down the cigar. Half of it's lit, the other half ain't. And he laughing at somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You know
then
what?
when
I've
that's
seen
pointed
that.
out,
I've seen people cut it down to the top of the band, and then
I've
you're like,
seen that, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what
I've
are you
seen
doing?
that. Yeah, I've
You
seen
made
that.
fun of him for asking him how to cut, and you done cut half your cigar off. What are you doing? Well, man, that's the way I cut it. Well, that's wrong. How you
You
feel
did-
about
You did cut off the final third.
that?
well,
They cut off
and
the
you know what's
final
funny? That's why in my class I start with the why. Why do we do these things, right?
Mhm.
So like I saw, to what we're talking about right now, I saw a guy a couple months ago and he cut the cigar off the band and he was sitting a couple seats away from me, and I'm watching him because when you cut too much, he's like licking the cigar, trying to keep it intact. And then I was just like, we kind of like made like an awkward eye contact, and he goes, damn, these cigars are always unraveling on me. They suck. Like the humidor, he's blaming the humidor, the cigars are dry and all this kind of stuff like that. And the way I approach it, and I think part of it, when I was an 8th grade reading teacher. So part of doing my Cigars Unwrapped, I kind of tapped into my mindset, which is be who you needed when you were younger. And part of that is the education component without being condescending. So the way I approached it was like, he kind of opened the door conversation because I could tell he was embarrassed that I caught him licking his cigar, and And then I said, may I ask you a question? He said, of course. And I said, well, I mean, you got that cigar from the humidor. They're really good about keeping the cigars safe. You know, that's one of the things that they do, making sure that they keep their stock in good repair. I mean, that's healthy cigar, so to speak.
Mhm.
And I said, may I ask, why did you cut the cigar up to the top of the band? And he paused for a minute and he said, well, my uncle, my older uncle smoked cigars, and that's how he taught me. So
Wow.
he just learned it from him. And for the last 5 years, he'd been doing it. And I said, oh, well, if you don't mind, I said, would you indulge me? So to me, it's part about presentation, which I think part of it
Always.
comes from my military service and from being a teacher. I'm very grateful that I learned that. So my presentation was, I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to feel, like he was embarrassed or condescending towards him or anything like that. I wanted it to actually be a teaching moment. And so I said, if you don't mind, I have a cigar here that I really enjoy, that you might enjoy. So if you don't mind, I will show you how to cut a cigar. And he says, well, sure. So I took it and I explained it to him. And basically what I told him is, you only cut a little bit more than a contact lens on the cap of the cigar. The
Right.
cigar is designed to stay intact. And all you need it is to cut the opening for a draw. And the reason why and then I tell him the why. The reason why is when you cut too much of the cigar, it starts to unravel because you've actually damaged the integrity of the wrapper of the cigar. So once he got connected the dots with the why and the how do I properly do it, I watched him and he cut the cigar and he smoked it. And he was like, I need to buy you a cigar and a drink because this is the first cigar in 5 years that I smoked that did not unravel on me. And
didn't
to
have
me,
to
those are
make
those
the cigar.
moments.
Years.
Sorry?
He walking around for 5 years. At every cigar lounge he goes to,
Well,
every
think about it
cigar
though.
he smoked.
But think about it, Ray. If he didn't know what to ask, or if he didn't know why it was falling apart, to him,
Right.
it was just like, man, I'm just picking shitty cigars.
But that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So, like, for 5 years, you think that every cigar you smoked is just a bad cigar.
Well, he didn't smoke.
You know-
He's not a regular smoker. I think he was just
Okay,
like
okay.
every now
He's
and
a-
then, let me
yeah,
grab a
patient.
cigar. Yeah, he I'd never seen him in there before, not saying that I'm a barfly and been there all the time, but he said he'd been living here like 8 years. That was the first time I'd seen him in the lounge. So I don't think he's a consistent smoker.
He is now. After you
Yeah.
told
You know-
him, he is now.
I
'cause
have
he can
seen him.
actually taste it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Right.
take a quick commercial break, and then I think Chevalier wants to celebrate something.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, folks? This is Derek from Vic's world famous Chicken in the Cooler. These crabs. And I'm gonna shake. For the consistency, I was trying to
Say bacon burger, dog, because the bacon ain't rich. Man, that is gonna be.
not gonna do it. On here, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna tell jokes. Cause that's what barbecue is all about. If you ain't having fun cooking, having people try your food, looking for that enjoyment, laughter and smile on their face, that enjoyment every time they put your meat in their mouth, man, so many different ways. But I'm seriously,
So I
Every
think
time they put their meat in your mouth.
Meat in your mouth. I say it every time.
your meat,
Every time I say it.
Oh man, you'd have to put down the crown and have one of those instead. Woo.
I'm telling you, put their meat in your mouth.
yeah,
That's
no more crayons.
Every
Get some
time.
meat. Put it in
Every
your mouth.
time.
So
Um,
I think tonight for the vibe, right? I think Chevalier wants to celebrate a little something. So are you ready for the vibe?
Yeah, I actually am, but I wasn't planning on celebrating. My wife just came out here with balloons in her
I see
hand.
the little balloons. So
Yeah, she came out here with
I got
balloons.
nowhere to
Where did
celebrate.
these come from?
No, you need to celebrate. So we're gonna run the vibe, and during the vibe, we're gonna celebrate.
All right. Were you ready?
Congratulations, Chevalier.
All right, thank you. So this is the vibe. This is that time when we relight our cigars, pour a drink, and just chill and listen to a little music. Today I'm celebrating 5,000 followers. Didn't know that I hit it, but thanks to JP Cigars out in California, he sent me a message and say, "Hey man, you just hit 5,000 followers." So thank you to my wife. I think she's in here. She just surprised me with a golden 5. I appreciate it. Love you. And for everybody, Maddie, I saw you reposted it, and everybody that's wished me, good tidings for that. I appreciate it. Sit back, relax on the lounge. We listen to Luther Vandross, My Sensitivity. This is the vibe.
How many followers?
5,000.
How many zeros is that?
That would be you were in the Navy? That would be
education.
No, that would be 3 pink zeros.
Congratulations, Mr. Chevalier.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody that supports, Chevalier Life and, the lounge and everything we do. And I love you guys. And it's not a labor of love. It's definitely something that I love to do. It's not labor at all. And I hope to keep bringing you guys good content. And I appreciate y'all resharing and communicating and loving and, support. Thank you. Thanks, Max. I appreciate you guys, man. Everybody's been sending me messages today. I didn't even realize that I had hit it. And I appreciate it. So the best way to do it is turn on a little Luther Vandross, because you can't go wrong with Luther Vandross.
Big Chevalier, look at this.
Oh wow!
Oh, you done got it framed.
Oh wow, that's nice, brother.
I happened to run across the picture. I said, "Well, let me put it in the frame. It's not on my dartboard. Pretty nice."
On your dartboard.
Oh, your dartboard.
I started to. I'm like, I better not. That was the first time I met him.
Man, wow, man. Wow. That is very nice, man.
That was a missed opportunity, though, Ray. You could have played Gangstar for him.
Yeah.
He the one to do the music for the lounge.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. We can go to Gangstar. Go ahead. Go ahead. Play a little Gangstar for us, right?
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
See, I'm sitting on my computer. I gotta go way over here.
All right, here. Hold on. I'm right here.
I can.
Which one you want me to play, Maddie?
What? I forget the title of it. The one with the Up in the Sky.
Shit, I can't remember. Hey, hold on. Since I'm old, I got issues. Hold on, just a second.
If you said it's a reel to reel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fall out.
There's an 8-track. You only can go. You gotta go full songs.
In the military, if you was a bad man, if you had a reel to reel. I mean, back in the day, if you had a reel to reel, boy, let me tell you, that meant you had money in the military.
Yeah, you had a whole stand with everything on it.
And them 2 big things moving super slow with 6,000.
Cosmonomics say Mass Appeal is the best track.
Which one?
Mass Appeal.
Mass Appeal. Okay. Well, that's where we going. Let's see.
I was waiting for you to turn around and grab an album and blow it off.
I'm not fooling with you, man. Here we go.
Hold on. Blow that needle off.
Here, let's see what we got here.
So they put the needle on the record.
Put the needle on the record. All right, y'all ready? I hadn't heard this in a long time.
Yeah, last time you heard that song when it first came out, you was what, 50?
Yep, I had a set of 6x9s in the back of my Camaro with the big grills.
That was not a Camaro. That was a Chevette.
Oh no. Oh no. My roommate had a Chevette, a 4-speed Chevette.
He had a horse and carriage. Y'all forgetting. Chevalier had a horse and buggy.
My first gas powered car was a Camaro, 1981, white Berlinetta with the tail on the back, blue vinyl interior. Man, Kaiser came with it, so I ain't heard this in a long time.
Wasn't you in the studio as the engineer?
Nah, he was too old to be in the studio at that time. They didn't let grandfathers in at that time.
That's why he was just the engineer.
Oh, Bryson from Kingpin Luxury jumping in with us.
What?
What up, Bryson?
Oh, you know, just
Where you going? Where you going?
Yeah. So thank y'all so much, man, for the support. 5,000 followers. It's been a long journey back after I got hacked. That's all I got to say. It's a long journey back.
When I saw it, I was hoping it was 5,000 on the dot. Because I would have unfollowed you just to make it $4.99.
Damn.
Right.
When I saw it was like 5,006. It was 5,006 when I saw it, man, and I was like, damn, where did that come from? Just the other day I had like 49.67, and then it was 5,006. I'm grateful. That's all I can say, man. I'm grateful. I ain't gonna cry or nothing, but I was really grateful about that.
But yeah,
You can cry when you get off
I'm
camera.
sure you cried.
You
No,
can
he
cry when you
cried.
get off camera.
I was at work. I didn't cry.
You
talk to
It was,
the
a,
don't
it,
mean
it
you
was a
didn't
drive
cry.
home, right? It was a drive home.
Maddie, Ray called me this morning about 11 o'clock, and that's when we talked to almost half for me to get off work. I mean, I don't know how we do that. He can do that 2-3 days in a row. We're talking to almost get off work. That's what they call that brotherhood.
And I can hear him messing up at work all day long.
He used to, boy. I used to mess some trucks up in that bad fella. I'd be like, I gotta back the boats back out of there. I cross thread a steering shaft on them. You know what I'm saying? You be driving, your whole steering wheel come out of your hand. That was bad. That was bad, but that was many years ago. I don't do that type of work anymore.
That was last year.
week, huh?
That was year before last.
Damn. That's weak.
Man, I used to be challenged in there. So that was the vibe. Thank you, Kaisernomics, for that great cut, Mass Appeal by Gangstar. We started off with My Sensitivity by Luther Vandross.
Because you're sensitive.
Because I'm real sensitive about my shit. 5,000.
You're gonna do turtle time after that?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
That's
Thank
good.
you, honey. My wife surprised me with this. I didn't even know she had seen it because she's been working all day, but she come out here with a balloon, so I really appreciate it. Thank you, baby.
Yeah, so celebrating your 5,000 followers.
You can give me the football stadium crowd next time. Boy.
No, that's the studio audience crowd. Studio audience crowd. Give you something to aspire to. Once you hit 10, then we gonna give you the stadium crowd at 10.
Let's say
You gonna hit it in a couple of months.
Please applause crowd.
I don't know, man. I've never really you know me, Ray. I've never really worked to try to get followers. I don't sit there and do that stuff some people do where they follow a bunch of people, then they follow them back, then they keep track of it, go back and unfollow. I don't do all of that stuff. If you follow me, you follow me. If you don't, I ain't for everybody. I know that. Yeah, I understand that I'm not for everybody. So, you know, if they don't like what I'm doing, they don't have to follow me. I don't want them to. You know, I'm more effective when I had Chevalier Critiques. I had a lot more followers really fast. The funny thing, I think I was up to somewhere around 9,000 followers pretty quick. And then one day in June, a couple of years ago, I was looking at my Instagram and all of a sudden it just locked me out. I was like, what the hell just happened here? And somebody hacked it. And I was getting the messages from Instagram that says, if this isn't you, press this link right here. And I'm pressing it, ain't nothing happening.
Damn.
Yeah,
I sat there and watched it. I
it's
sat
something
there and
about
watched
when
it
that
happen.
happens. They need to be better about that. You know, how can you just find a way to hack in and then not be able to prove that it's me?
And then their security features kick in and you hit the thing and say it's not me and then nothing.
Your security features kick in to lock you out.
Yeah. It made me feel like it was them.
Like you are
Chevalier
not who you
Critique.
say you are.
I was clowning on Chevalier Critiques and they locked me out. So man, you know what? But one of the things that I learned about the whole situation, you can have 10,000 followers and you got 1,500 that are, constantly connecting and engaging. You don't need all of that. You just need
Right.
you need a good group of people that connect and engage, man. And when you get that over time, you'll grow. So, I was really distraught about it when I got hacked because I did have a lot of followers. And then when I got this one, I didn't focus on that at all. I didn't focus on followers at all. I just focused on my content and what I was trying to put out and the messages that I wanted to get across. It became my way of journaling in a sense, and it resonated with the people that it resonated with, and it grew from there. So, you know,
Well, like they say, if you want to increase in value, just reduce your circle.
yeah, yep. You can have 20 people around you, but all you need is 3 for you to be successful. A lot of times you don't need all them people because half of them ain't with you anyway.
And it's
You know,
always the 80-20 rule anyway. So
And the
tell us
biggest
about
part is you actually used it as an opportunity to pivot, right?
yeah,
Because in
yeah, I
life you
did.
have a couple choices because a lot of times, and I hear this and I'm guilty of this too. Sometimes when something like that happens, something crazy happens, you're like, man, why is this happening to me? But if you reframe it to what can I learn from this? How can I pivot? What
Yeah,
is this, what is the lesson here? So then you actually take a time to look back and actually reflect and say, okay, maybe I'm not moving in the right direction, and this is actually a lesson that I learned to actually reframe how I'm actually presenting myself. And it gave you an opportunity to grow in a stronger way, a very organic way. And I think, I was following you from the very beginning, so you fine-tuned your craft to a
Yeah.
point where you have more direct impact on how you present yourself and your ideas and your words, which I think is really invaluable. And you've become an outstanding conversationalist, and a wonderful resource online. And I think that that's a great way that you took that pivot. You had a choice where you could have fallen apart and said, well, fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore because it's too much.
that's
But you
exactly
actually
what.
said, this is my lesson. Let me go ahead. I mean, you
Yeah,
can be pissed off, but don't
yeah,
unpack your bags and stay there, right?
yeah,
right,
yeah. That's true. You're right
we should
about
always
that.
be learning. We should
Yeah,
always be learning from what's going on in our life,
yeah,
good,
and
bad, or
and, and
indifferent.
but I tell you, I think the biggest part for me, and I can only speak for myself. I know other people have had the same situation. The biggest part for me was seeing the people that went out of their way to try to find, go back and find me. And I remember messaging Ray and said, "Hey man, put this out for me." I messaged Kia and told her, "Hey, put this out for me," and a couple other people that my page got hacked. It's not me. If you get messages from it, don't take it. I was more worried about them getting hacked by my page. So, Ray reshared it. And the funny thing, we put that stuff out there. It was a Sunday afternoon, probably around 1 o'clock when that happened. And by the end of the day, I had like 300 or 400 followers on the new page because I just went to my personal page and changed it to Chevalier Life. And so I had it was Chevalier Critiques was connected to my personal page. I just moved over, changed the name and went from there. And then I was able to cut that other page completely off from Chevalier Life. But
So you were overcoming adversity.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and believe me, I was sick to my stomach because it was hard to go from having, I think I had somewhere around 9,600 followers or something like that. It was hard to go from that to go back to, 5 or 6. I think I probably had 5 or 600 followers on my personal page, and then to try to some of the stuff that I had been posting on critiques, I was posting on my personal page also. So I think when Ray put that out there and a couple other people start jumping right over like, okay, this is him, we got it, and it picked up from there. And some of the connections that I was able to make um, right after that, I met the Cigar Boss and then Lil Cisco Kid, and that took me in a couple of different directions really fast. And I'd already met my brother Ray, and it was like it was meant to happen, like you said, and there was an opportunity to pivot that I you know tried to take advantage of, and it just worked out. It worked out, and I'm happy with. I never from that point on, I never gave a damn if I had 3,000, 5,000, 2,000. I never cared. All I cared about was that what the message that I was putting out would resonate and it would inspire somebody to do
All you
something.
cared about was to get online and go live and say, "Hey, everybody, this is Chevalier."
Chevalier Life.
Hey,
So y'all don't know.
Bryson said, "Congratulations on your 5,000 followers." He right here with us.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. What's that, LSL? Thank you, Bryson. And thank you for purchasing that humidor, man. I hope you loving it, man. We did a live the other day and I took his humidor to him over at El Jefe. That's Bryson there on the screen.
You know how he
But
started it? Hey, everybody, this is Chevalier Life. I don't know why he say his name, why he say it like that, but like
thank
people
you,
don't know
Daniel.
who it is, and it's on your page.
Yeah, but I just do it. I can't help it. Daniel says Chevalier has grown to be a voice of the people. He sets the tone for me every day. When people make comments like that, man, it does make me feel good. And I'm gonna tell you why. It doesn't give me the big head. It makes me feel
Your
good,
head
man,
can't get no
because
bigger.
it
Oh,
can't
I
get no
knew he
bigger.
was gonna say something. You opened that door.
I open the door for him. He gonna step in. He'll find the door, even if there ain't no door.
So he'll make a
But
door.
that shit that I share in the morning, man, be my personal thoughts in the morning. Like I wake up with my head spinning a lot of days, and
It's a lot
me
of
and Ray
stuff.
have talked about this. I have to, I have to write something or type something or do something. And so when I started doing that, it started coming. Now I feel comfortable really sharing. So I just put whatever it is. I think one day, not too long ago, I said, I ain't got shit for y'all this morning. Thoughts of a classic man. So,
Yeah.
listen, because that was the first morning that I woke up that I wasn't worried about nothing. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I wasn't feeling some kind of way. And that felt really good. That was when my leg was broke. And I did that. And I just woke up and said, I ain't got shit for y'all this morning. And people are like, well, about damn time, I can't imagine that. It was all kind because you always got something to say at 4 in the morning because you tagging me at 4 in the morning. I was like, well, hey, turn your notifications off, nigga. I'm gonna keep tagging. This how it go. But you know, I really appreciate. I just appreciate it, man. And people, I hear a lot of different things about me in the street. He thinks he's this. I don't think I'm anything, man. I'm just you, Chevalier. I'm a husband, a father, a 5, and I own a goddamn dog, and I go to work every day just like everybody else. I don't think I'm anything, but I work hard though, and I got nice shit, and I'm glad because I work hard for it. I work hard for it every day, and I appreciate everything that I'm blessed to have. And 5,000 followers is momentous for me, and I'm thankful that you guys support me. Thank you so much. That's all I got on this. Raymond,
Well,
what you doing, Raymond?
You finish?
Yeah, I'm finished, man.
You finished? It took it. You long winded. You was preaching for a second. I had to. I was gonna let you finish your sermon. I was gonna let you
Man,
finish
I
your
had to, man. I was just touching on the things that I be hearing. You be hearing it too. Man,
well,
Wait,
what's
as
you're
that?
long
not
as he
gonna
ain't
you're
locked
not
no
gonna lock us
doors.
in here. and
Right.
charge $40,000, right?
Everybody,
Thank you,
I
man.
was,
Thank you.
I was gonna try to, I was gonna try to
No.
lock y'all in here for 20 minutes and get 299, 299.98 from y'all.
Hey, hey, look, I got $4 for you.
You got $4 on it. 4 times 3. Grady gonna have 400. Ray
I
gonna
got a
have
poker.
7.
I got a $100 poker chip for you.
Oh man, there you go. Shoot. So what I got right here, I got 7 from Ray. I got 4 from that's 11. I got 6 from Grady. Shit, I'm there.
You got
I'm
a
there.
cigar and a drink.
I got $17.
a roll of quarters for you.
I can give me a Robusto and maybe a cold beer. I ain't gonna get a
Maybe.
decent old fashioned for that, but I give me a Robusto cold beer from somewhere. So I can deal with that, man. Kaiser, man, thank you for the package, man. I got the cup. Thank you, man. I got it. It was here all along. It was here at the house. I didn't even know it was in there on
that's
the
just
table.
because you old and it take you a minute to get to the mailbox. You
Oh
put
yeah.
on, you got to put on your readers, then you got to put on your slippers, then you got to take your time and open up the door, yell at the kids on the grass. And then go
Oh,
and
you
walk
know.
outside.
Oh, you didn't see me do that. Hey, get your bad ass off my grass.
Right. They ain't
That's
he
why I
go to the
said it.
mailbox.
Oh, Ray didn't
That's why
see
I
me
said
do
it.
it.
He
He
go to the
yell
mailbox.
at people. He yell at them kids
Ray,
on the grass.
hey, Ray
Look,
didn't
he
see
get
me
to the
do it.
mailbox. He just forget what he went to the mailbox and got.
But I
He brought it in the
usually
house, then sat it on the counter and forgot what he went and did.
yeah, that might be true. But I tell
Hey,
you what, I ain't got no kids on my grass.
Talk to his wife.
They'll
Baby,
walk
when
through
you get back,
everybody
you come
else's
here.
yard. They'll walk through everybody else's yard and step out in the street, walk around my house, and then step back up on the sidewalk and walk through everybody else's yard. They ain't about
that's
to
because
walk
they
on
know
my.
you got them in sport mode.
Hey,
Yeah,
you think I don't when I do?
he got him in sport mode.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
they call him old man Neil. That's
I'll
old
be like,
man Neil
yeah,
house. Don't you
you
walk
better,
on
Look,
his
you
grass.
know how
You gonna
hey,
step
Chevalier when
outside in his
hey,
Crocs and he gonna yell at you.
when you know
hey,
your grass cut from Augusta,
Crocs
you
loaded,
can't be
buddy.
on that.
Crocs loaded. Crocs are loaded at all times. Buddy. They ready to go.
Hey, high end cigars option to say you must have blocked him from Chevalier life. He don't get any morning videos no more.
Now he probably blocked me. He probably stopped following me or something. Probably because I was talking about his Nick and chicken in the cookie.
Last the memory say where the balloons come from. That's because Chevalier is celebrating his 5,000 followers.
my wife just surprised me with balloons a few minutes ago.
It's actually how
She,
old he is. They just didn't have enough zeros for her to buy.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It's his
yes.
5,000th birthday.
Hey man, Benjamin Button in here.
Nah, you ain't no
That's all I'm
Benjamin
saying.
Button.
Benjamin Button. Benjamin Button, man. It is what it is, man. Look,
500 years.
did she say oh fancy? She could have made me some better balloons. That's what she said. I could have
No,
made
you
I could
skipping
have
over
made you some
Daniel's
balloons
comment.
that
Skipping over
shimmer.
Daniel's comment, so I'm gonna put it up on
I
the
didn't
screen
see it. Where is it?
right here.
Chevalier
Click on
finally
it.
came forward with his transformation to everyone's 50-something gay auntie. Oh my God. I can't even say nothing to that. I'll see you at PCA, bro. I'm gonna deal with you at PCA. I'll deal with it at
Speaking of
PCA.
that, Maddie, are you going to PCA?
I am not.
Oh,
My husband's recovering from back surgery.
okay.
So by the time he said he felt good enough, logistically, it was going to be a nightmare trying to get the hotel and everything all sorted out.
Yeah.
So we just figured we'll sit it out this year.
Grady, you trucking the PCA?
No. I'm actually starting a new. I actually got the job with the state, so all that's starting up. So
Congratulations.
thank you.
Congrats, man. He talked about that last week, right?
Right. I
Yeah,
was still waiting.
I was waiting on him to
Yeah.
say it again because I didn't have this.
No, I got the final letter last week, Friday, after we were on. So that everything is golden. Everything's golden.
Nice.
Start on the 9th.
That's good, man. Congratulations. Give me $16.
Hold on.
You done
He got
stole
poker
chips from the
chips.
casino?
He go to the casino instead of cashing his chips in, he steal them. He don't.
So
He,
that
he
so he comes,
misunderstood the value. He misunderstood the value. You can't steal
No,
the chips. You got to cash them in for the money,
is
bro.
that what I'm supposed to do with them? They kept giving them to me.
Yeah. When you take them home, man, and you don't cash,
Yeah.
they hard to bring back, bro. They might not cash it.
Listen, I mean, I thought they were like, here, these are all for you. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I put them in my pocket and I left. Now, these are Harley Davidson chips that I collect as I travel.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys. How and I'm just thinking about this. Like when you guys think about your pages and what you're trying to achieve, do y'all feel like that when you look at the direction of social media right now, do you feel like, especially as it relates to cigars, do y'all feel like it's moving in a positive direction? Or is it
for
starting to get watered down with bullshit?
cigars.
Yeah, when you look at cigars, I'm just talking about the cigars. Is it moving in a positive direction? Or are we starting to get watered down with bullshit?
Well, I think we're moving in the positive direction for cigars. Just off of the content that's being created for cigars. If you move past some of the bullshit, but for the most part, I think that cigar content is. I mean, it's mostly just pictures of cigars. You have cigar reviews. You have people. There are people who are doing things just because of cigar content, and they're getting to meet people. They're getting to do these things and putting out putting out amazing content based off cigars. The problem that we don't see a lot of it is because social media will not push cigar related content because it falls under regulated goods and what's the other thing? Regulated goods and self harm. So you get tagged and flagged for that, and they won't push it. So regardless of how much work you put into it, you got to hide the cigar somewhere if you're gonna do cigar related content.
Funny thing for me is all of a
Well,
sudden, a couple weeks ago, I remember I couldn't monetize my posts. So I said, fuck it, I ain't got to monetize them. Shit, I go to work every day. I'm just going to keep posting what I post. And all of a sudden now, all of my posts are monetized except for the reels where I'm smoking. But if I got a picture where I'm like blowing smoke and I'm sitting there and I put a thought with it, they're all monetized now. So I don't even understand it because I didn't like change my hashtags or anything. All of a sudden, they're monetized now. Have you guys noticed that in your insights?
I've noticed that they took the monetization off mine because of the content. So
see,
I'm
wasn't
not monetized.
I got $2.06 on my.
I see when I go through my insights, I do see that videos are eligible to be monetized and things that I post are eligible to be monetized. I don't have enough followers for them for me to actually get anything off of it. I think it's a certain level you got to get to. I think it's 4,000 or 4,500 or something like that you actually have to get to get money off of those views. But it's weird when you say that you get that off of the things with cigars and smoke, because everything that I post with a cigar and blowing smoke, I get the when I go to look in my insights, it's telling me it can't be monetized. It's not eligible. That post is not eligible for monetization due to on Instagram it's the self-harm. On TikTok it's the controlled substances or something like that. Because my whole TikTok is not it's not eligible. Like if you don't follow me, you won't see anything that I post.
Well, that's how my Instagram was, and all of a sudden, man, it changed. It changed, and I'm gonna tell you something. The only thing I did, I took off a couple smoking hashtags. That's all I did. And then I stopped doing as many videos and started posting still pics with me just blowing smoke, just sitting out here on the patio. And all of a sudden I started monetizing. So Ray, what caught my attention to what you said is maybe I've reached a certain number of followers
That's got to
because
be what it is because
yeah, because all of a sudden that happened over probably the last month, and I probably was stagnant at like 3,900 followers for a couple years, and then over the last couple months, my followers have started just growing like nuts. Kaisernomics say fan base. We got to check out that.
I'm on fan base, and
You
fan
know, the
base
other
doesn't stop. They don't stop it, but I don't know how the algorithm works on fan base because is
that's the other thing.
I ain't getting no views and nothing on there, but I'm on there.
And,
You know
we
what,
really
Ray?
can't we really
Go ahead.
can't minimize what our phones do and how they read us. Like you said, Chevalier, you know, once you decided like it doesn't matter to me anymore, then everything turned over. When you're focused on it, then it minimizes you because they know you're going to keep coming back, to pursue it, to push more, and they get more out of you. Now, if they think they're
Mm,
going to lose you, now they want to draw you back in. So now they'll monetize you.
mm,
And the phones read all this. It's like when you go into the casinos, the cameras are reading you. They know body language. They know expressions. Are you really, really down on your luck? Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and wipe him out, send him out the back door. No, you coming in with a few thousand, you really happy go lucky. Well, we're gonna let them win a few times and then we'll wipe them out. So our
mm.
phones know our algorithm because the more positive stuff you post, the less likes you get. The more foolishness you post, everybody see it.
What's your
And
thoughts,
and
Maddie?
Well, I was to Ray's initial point about like the negativity and whatnot. Honestly, like I don't focus on any of because there's internal drama with different cigar herfs and different cigar brands and whatnot.
Right,
I
right.
focus on what I am trying to do, and what I'm trying to do. One of the things is to help promote cigar smoking in a positive way. I try to actually look at it as like what do I really want to accomplish? It's not just about me posting, pictures of me with cigars in different locations, but I'm sure that you guys have seen. I also post humidors so that
Yeah,
people can actually understand and see the different locations I go to. Is very it's a twofold thing, right? To me, it's for me to actually enjoy the experience and actually learn how different cigar communities celebrate and enjoy the cigar. To me, I also think I'm very blessed and fortunate where I've moved 20 times. So I've actually had the privilege of smoking in Panama, in England, I just came back from New York. I smoked in a lounge there in New York in Hudson. I went to Carmel, New York. And to me, I thought it was really important for people that don't get the opportunity to visit an actual lounge, because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that I get messages from that will say, I have a lounge that, like my friends overseas, it takes me an hour and a half to get to the lounge. So I have to actually plan a day trip to go into London or go into Dusseldorf, Germany, or even people stateside that have to go travel somewhere. And so when I post pictures of different lounges or the humidors, I want people to get like a snapshot or an actual experience that I'm experiencing through my eyes on how different people smoke a cigar, different cigars that are available. I can't count the number of times that people will say, I saw a cigar in your picture. Tell me more about that cigar, or where did you get it? Because I've been looking for it. And so to me, I think it's more important for me on my platform to actually do that. Also, I worked as a cigar broker, as you know. So to
yeah.
me, I think it's important to also show people, especially based on how I started out in the industry or in the cigar culture community, with not being able to smoke in a lounge. I want to actually help empower other people that may be a little bit nervous about smoking in a lounge by themselves, or people that might be newer smokers, or people that are feeling some kind of way about going to a new location, because we're all creatures of habit, right? So
Right.
for some people of us that are more well traveled, to me, it's nothing but a thing. If, like I told you, Chevalier, yesterday, I took a road trip 2 Septembers ago from Arizona to Florida, and I took 4 days on the drive, and I actually calculated locations for cigar lounges, got a hotel nearby, so I could actually take pictures, meet people along the way, and see how different people experience the cigar, how different people enjoy the cigar. And I mean, I've encountered lounges just 2 years ago where it was the first time people in there had seen a woman smoke in person.
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Usually, you know, when I walked in, the question was, are you buying for your husband, boyfriend, father? And I'm like, I'm buying for myself. And they were kind of surprised because it was a small town. And then when you know, asking a couple questions, I had people looking at me like I was a unicorn. And I was like, it was cool in a way, but it was a learning experience. And to me, I'm about the learning, right? So the people that were there were like, wow, there are people out there that smoke differently than I do. There are women that smoke cigars. Some in Arizona, we have a lot of women cigar smokers, so it's not unusual here. You know what I mean? But overseas, especially, I have literally smoked on a herf with women that said they have never physically smoked with a woman before.
Wow. Well, you know, I'm gonna be visiting you pretty soon because I told you when I got going, and so I'll be visiting you pretty soon, and I can't wait to see Pete. So tell him I can't wait to see. We can connect again, and all of us smoke again. Me and my wife will be coming out, and
Absolutely, bring it.
you
We got
already
80
know.
lounges here. Some
Yeah,
places don't have but one, you know?
yeah. So we'll definitely be out there in the coming months, and
Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely.
the smoke, and that might be a permanent move. So we're we're looking, you know, we're gonna definitely do some visiting to check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that I tell you something. I don't know how you guys feel. Uh, I was taken aback when you talked about life in Alaska, but I wonder if it's because of the state itself. Because outside of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, Alaska is like the most rural state in the union. It is the most rural state in the union. I mean, you got Juneau, Anchorage, and then a couple of small places, even smaller than those two, because both of those are small. Anchorage is the biggest city in Alaska. You know,
I was north of Fairbanks, so I was in a little town, North Pole. I was at Eielson Air Force Base.
hmm
So we literally in the military, all those letters to Santa. One of our like just volunteer opportunities was we're the people that would get the letters and stamp it from the North Pole from Santa and send it to the kids.
Wow. I've been to Anchorage twice. I've never been to Fairbanks.
I don't know if that's a good thing to know or a bad thing to know that these kids.
Well, Ray, it might hurt your feelings because you still believe in Santa
No,
Claus.
I'm saying it hurt them. I mean, if one of them sitting next to their parents and see this, so my lady, so she the one sent me.
No, these don't smart ass kids. So the Santa, what they did, they looked over at their daddy and said, "So the Santa tracker is bullshit, daddy." So the Santa tracker is bullshit. So all this time I've been watching the news and watching Santa, and he was over Fairbanks, Alaska, and then 2 hours later he was in Jackson, Mississippi, and then 45 minutes after that he was in London, England. That's all bullshit. Well,
no,
yeah,
but you know, Fairbanks, somebody's point, Fairbanks is large, but I live 45 minutes north of Fairbanks. So I wasn't actually in Fairbanks.
Mm.
Yeah, it's large, but it ain't Anchorage large. I mean, like,
no, but I was up north at, you know, our base was very small. We literally had a general store, you know, on the corner. So, and when I was PCSing in 96 is when we got our first McDonald's. So that was in 96. So, I mean, it was small.
The first time I went to Anchorage, they had the 6 months of nighttime going. The first time I went there, and then when I came back, they had the 6 months of daylight, and I didn't realize the first time I went, it was the 6 months of daylight, and so I didn't realize it. So, you know, we roll in on the C-130, and we got to stay there all night. I don't realize it's nighttime, so I jump in the cab trying to go get me some. Because back then you didn't have TSA. You was in the airport. You could just walk out and go go do what you're
Mhm.
doing. So I'm in uniform. I go outside and I go to there was some cabs lined up at the little bitty ass airport they got there. I say, hey man, I want to give me something to eat. For some reason, there ain't nothing open in the airport. He
I
just
think
kind
there
of
were
looked
only
at,
2 gates when I was there.
yeah, there was nothing open in the airport. I was there in 80, 87, 88.
Okay,
It
so
was,
you were 52 at that point.
yeah, but I didn't know that there was 6 months of day and pretty much 6 months of night. And so I'm in there. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, dude, and it's like full sunlight in this damn fella.
Yeah.
And
Ray, you're
I get
misunderstanding.
a
It's not
cab into
19.
town.
It's 18.
Whatever, dog.
88.
I get a cab into town, and there ain't shit open. I'm tripping because I'm like, "Where's that?" And the guy's like, "Dude, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning." I said, "Man, what? Dude, it's bright. Yeah, I'm from Indiana. I don't know.
Yeah.
The sun is shining bright in the mug. There ain't a car on the street, bro. I thought I was
And
in like left behind or something. I thought I had been left behind, bro. I didn't know what was.
yeah, and then winter is 22 hours of close to darkness, like dusk.
Yeah,
So we used to have, they'd send us a rip down through personnel, and we would have to go to the hospital to sit under one of those lamps
yeah.
because you get, the thing about the winter blues is a real thing. You don't have the
It is.
sunlight.
Yeah,
So we
they
actually
don't
had
have
to
no
sit under there.
sunlight.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to get that vitamin D in you from the sun
Light
in your
therapy.
system. It makes a
Mhm.
difference. It makes a difference, man. I don't know how they do that. And then it be daylight all that time. Everybody got blackout curtains and blinds and shit because you
And
know
we had
that's
to plug in our vehicles in the wintertime so that the batteries wouldn't
they want.
freeze.
Yeah,
But sometimes it got down to 30 below zero. So even if you wanted to go out to your vehicle, the tires were squared out.
hmm
Square.
Yes.
yeah. That means they're frozen, basically.
It's like a warm day in Minnesota. We got white people walking around in Crocs and a sweatshirt and some shorts on. It's only 30 degrees below. Oh yeah, that's a
Hey,
nice day.
when it got
Oh,
to zero, we barbecued.
Yeah, because it's
yeah.
crazy how warm. It's crazy how warm zero is compared to
When you've
negative
been in
30.
30 below.
Yeah, yeah. Like shit. It's hot. What's the temperature? Zero.
Look,
Yeah,
you
they're
know
the
what's
high end
crazy?
cigars option.
They,
There it is. Anchorage, we
they
have sunlight. It doesn't come up until 9 a.m. and it was set at 4 p.m.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And that damn wildlife around there too is that's a whole nother beast. That
Hmm.
wildlife, them damn polar bears and
I was
stuff.
about to say it got to be polar bears.
Yep.
No,
Man, look.
we had bears, we had moose, we had Canadian
Yep.
geese. I had to go out and I worked out at one point on the flight line. So we had to do bird strikes because the geese would actually get so, I mean, we'd have a whole flock of geese and you can't fly, of course, when you got the birds on the runway.
Yeah, it's just what it was, man. Them damn
But
polar bears run around like squirrels in Texas. They everywhere. They're everywhere, bro.
So
All you got to do is stay away from them. But you be walking and not paying attention and walk up on one.
a polar bear just there.
They run around like squirrels, man. In the
I got a
Anchorage
question.
airport, they got a big glass box in the airport of a polar bear that somebody killed because they stuff everything up there. Taxidermy is like being a doctor. They make all the money up there. And they had a big polar bear in the deal, man. That you like all you could do was like look up at this big motherfucker. Like he's that big, bro.
I got a question. Why is the plural of moose moose?
Wait a minute, say what?
That just sounds. I mean, look. Why is the plural of moose moose?
Because you don't want to say moose.
Who when they created the word moose? Why not? I mean, why not the plural be meese? Moose is no, it's just moose.
There's
I
a
don't
bunch of
understand
moose out there.
I don't understand that.
Mhm.
You got one moose, or you got 15 meese. Same with deer. You got one deer, or you got 13 deer.
See, this is gonna keep you up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You're gonna be like, let me look this up.
It is, because I mean, I don't understand why the plural of moose can't be mooses or meese, because it don't even okay.
It's not meese. It's
Deer
not.
can sound like a singular or a plural. Deer can sound like both. Moose
But
don't
depending
sound
on what
like
part
both.
of the country you're in, if you in the hood, they're gonna say them deers, man. Them deers is everywhere, not deer.
They
Them
gonna say
deers
them
everywhere,
deers,
man. These motherfucking deers is
or
everywhere.
they gonna say mooses.
I was
But
actually
also,
watching a
No, they're
it's
gonna
program.
the
just say
same part
moose.
of the country. It's the same part of the country where they put an end on everything. Kroger's, Costco's.
Oh, yeah, that's Dallas.
I was
All
actually
these.
watching a program, Ray, that showed and was talking about how
How
the English
old
language.
are you to say you
like
were
that
watching a
a
program?
program. Yeah,
You
yeah.
old as
I'm a,
hell. You
boy,
watch.
listen.
You stand in the kitchen and watch the news in your drawers, drink coffee, and scratch in the morning.
Want some eggs, boy? Want something to eat? But he was
Ray,
talking
it's time
about
to go to
how
Ashes and Glasses. I'm not entertaining this anymore. It's
you're
time
gonna
to go
listen
to
to me.
Ashes. Go
They
ahead.
were talking
No,
about
we
how the
got to
English
see
language
what.
got chopped up. How the English language got chopped up, and how they took so many different languages from so many different countries and mushed this shit all together. And that's why we got this fucked up ass English language. That's why you got two TOTOO all said two. And which one of you?
This is Just in Case with an important news bulletin. New study shows nobody cares.
This is how you flip off your brother.
Oh my God.
This is how you
As soon
respect
as I
and
saw
flip
that
off your
coming
brother.
in, I was like, nobody cares.
Brady, I really don't want to know. I'm just saying.
Well, I know. Well, I figure I'll throw it out there any goddamn way.
Oh,
Why
man.
I got tears? I got tears right now, bro.
It's 8:57. Max say, you don't say.
I got it.
All right. It's
He sent it to
8:57.
me.
Y'all know what time it is. This is Ashes and Glasses. This is the way that we end the show. Everybody on screen has to give a toast. If you got a toast, put it in the comments. We'll bring it to the screen and read it out loud. Read it on screen. The toast don't have to be serious. The toast can be whatever you want the toast to be. So, we're going to start with our guest this evening, Miss Cigar Royal.
Okay. So y'all didn't prepare me for this. So okay, so we're already almost in April. So I wish everybody watching this. Wait a minute. No, I'm actually. Let me take that back.
Take it back. Take it back. Run it back.
So there's a toast that we say at our lounge because we have a big cigar community here, and I'm gonna go ahead and give that one. Here's to us and those like us and those that want to be like us. Cheers.
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 Grady.
Just want to give a toast to another fabulous show.
I'm messing with you. Come on.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, whatever the heck. Whatever.
Yeah.
Look, congratulations, Chevalier. Ray, I hope all your hair fall out. Maddie, great job on everything and happy Women's Month. And to all that we do, cheers, my brothers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chevalier, you up.
All right, I'm gonna read Max. Here's to the guy who stole all my antidepressants. I hope you're happy now.
Cheers.
Thank the cigar advocate. Cheers. That dude is hilarious, man. Look, I was over here laughing when I read it. I was over here laughing like this motherfucker's crazy.
I don't know where he come up with these things.
How does he come up with that shit? I hope you're happy now. All right, for me, Here's a toast to each of you, the three of you, for being here on the lounge with me tonight. Here's a toast to all of you guys that helped me reach 5,000, and here's a toast to everything that we'll all accomplish in this coming year. Fuck you, Ray. I'm not about to cry. In this coming year, man, in the cigar community, I see great things, man. I see a change, and so here's to all of you that plan to be a part of it. Cheers.
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 We got one from Kaisernomics. Here's to cigar ashes and raised glasses, symbols of shared moments, lasting bonds and unity. May our friendship burn bright and our spirits never fade. Cheers.
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 That sound rather chat GPT. That's some bad shit there, boy. Kaiser is an intelligent dude, man.
If it ain't, he be putting stuff in there. I'm like, how you type that fast? But whatever.
Yeah, he be
his
I bet none of the keys on his keyboard still got letters written on it. Because he be man.
He be typing fast. He be typing fast.
Hard, man.
My toast goes to whoever makes Bryson's shirts, and the people who make the elastic that go in them shirts, because for a t-shirt to stretch over that big ass head, it's got to be the most powerful elastic in the world. So cheers to you, and I hope you get a raise for whoever is making them shirts. Cheers.
Cheers to Stretch Armstrong.
Cheers.
That's what it is, the Stretch Armstrong shirts.
Stretch Armstrong. You never could. Look, I done seen people take their arms and Stretch Armstrong and put them on their bumpers and pull them and don't break that motherfucker. That's who made this.
And to make a shirt that goes over this head, look.
Yeah. Hey man, you know what? I want to do a toast to Black Cigar Festival in Houston.
Do that toast, because we got more in the comments.
Yeah, here's to Black Cigar Festival in Houston. Thank you guys for supporting me and Ray. Thank you for the great events that we've been able to attend with you guys. We look forward to doing a lot with y'all. Here's the Black Cigar Festival and my brother Eric Shaw. Cheers.
We got another one in the comments from So Puffin' Sexy.
Puffin' Sexy, that name.
May your ups and downs be between. May your only ups and downs be between the sheets.
Amen.
Need a little more of this. Hey, we appreciate everybody for joining us this evening. It's been a great show. April 10th through the 13th, NOLA Cigar Fest. If you ain't got your tickets, go get them. Molan La Baby sponsoring our Black and Gold Ball, which is going to be on the 13th. We got a comedy show on the 12th. We got Toure going to be there. If you don't know him, go follow him. He's funny. It's going to be
that
great.
two as a number
Turae, comedian Toure on Instagram. Check him out. Funny as hell.
That nigga better be funny, right?
He is, man.
Go
check him out.
I'm gonna heckle his ass from the audience.
Trust me, that's one you don't want to heckle, because he gonna back with you. He gonna make you shut up with your little 5,000 followers. He gonna
be like, you can get 5,000 followers. He think he can heckle me?
Man, we got on that Saturday, we got the festival, and we got a car show there. During the festival, we got some live performers gonna be there. The meet and greet is on the Friday, which is the 10th, and on Sunday we got a crawfish boil, which is sponsored by Pure Rose de Panama. So make sure you come through and check it out. Get your tickets. If you ain't got them, go get them. Check it out. If you're gonna get the VIP ticket, we got some good stuff in the VIP bags. We got Rat Patch in the VIP box. We got Touch of O'Shea stuff in the VIP box. We got Hiram Solomon in the VIP box. We got
Definition
cigars in the VIP box. We got, where's my stuff? Sticks and Stones in the VIP box. We got where's my other flyer? Dreamer Cigars is giving discounts in the VIP box. We got a lot of stuff in the VIP box, and that's only 1, 2, 3, half of the things that's in the VIP box.
The Chevalier Life is on the VIP box.
Chevalier Life is a monetary sponsor.
I'm a monetary sponsor.
Cigar Rockstar Beauty and Cigar Rockstar is a sponsor. So make sure you check it out. We got a lot going on for NOLA Cigar Fest.
Also, make sure you guys check out the Rose City Cigar and Soul Festival in Portland, Oregon, July 10th through the 13th. I'm an ambassador.
You said the name right.
Yeah, cause man, you know, I've been drinking. Rose City Cigar and Soul Festival. Check it out, man. It's gonna be this is their second year, sponsored by the Only Experience. I'm a ambassador for it. I think it's gonna be a great event. That's
Is it
why
the Only Experience or the Onyx Experience?
Onyx Experience. It's the Woodford Reserve that's fucking that up. But make sure that you guys check that out. Follow them on Instagram. They got some great events coming up for that thing, so you definitely want to do that. That's one of my balloons. If I lived in the hood, everybody be ducking.
I thought they were shooting at you. Shooting at you.
Not out here in the trailer park.
Maddie, what you got coming up?
Yeah.
I'm actually chatting with Chevalier on Monday.
Chevalier.
And with your conversations with Chevalier. And I'm actually going to be promoting an online cigar class, first ever.
Oh, wow.
We're going to talk about that Monday.
So definitely look for that, because I'll be actually taking my Cigars Unwrapped online for a Zoom, so that people can actually like log in and actually, enjoy the experience also.
That's what's up. Grady, what you got coming up?
He's got a deal set up with Amazon for trucker headsets. Get 10% off of your trucker headset.
What he need to have coming up is some new damn Wi-Fi.
He also has a deal where if you buy one trucker headset, you can get the second trucker headset, and you can get a free Velcro covered microphone to go across your lips.
Grady got a Temu influencer a Temu influencer deal set up for them trucker headsets. So check that out. But anyway, this has been a good show. Thank you to our guest Omar McGee from Rose Gold Reserve and Access Luxury Car Rentals. I had to look at it because it's a long name. Thank you to Maddie Cigar Royal. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Grady with the bad Wi-Fi
and the Temu headsets.
And the Temu headset that cut off. So y'all have a good night.
Bye. Life is short. Smoke the cigar.
Life is short. Smoke this. I like that. We might steal that. I might steal that.
Can we steal it, Maddie? Can we borrow it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we ain't gonna give it back. We just gonna take it.
Oh, okay. But I'm gonna do it a little bit different, because
you're gonna do it different than us. So you know what I'm gonna say? Smoke, sip, and fellowship.
And all I'm gonna say is, Maddie, you can come back anytime.
Anytime.
This wasn't just for today. So I can send you the link. You are welcome to join us on the different conversations that we have. And we have people that do that all the time. I would love to see you in here with us on the regular.
Thank you, fam.
Appreciate you guys. Wear different hats, sis. You can wear
absolutely.
Different hats. Because I got about 15 pictures of you in my phone with different hats on that we're gonna do something with. So definitely join us again next week on the lab.
Absolutely. Thanks, fam. See you guys. Have a great weekend.
Have a great one.